Happy Monday, everyone. I hope everyone had a wonderful, blessed weekend. So, Jeffrey Epstein, he's been innocent, you guys. Been innocent because there's no client list. There is no client list. Apparently, it just poof, disappeared out of the blue. Even though Pam Bondi been saying since February that she had the client list on her desk, and she did an interview with Fox News saying that, and other people have been saying that too. They're going to release the files, and sure enough, there's no files to be released. There's nothing. So it seemed like Jeffrey Epstein is innocent. It seemed like Ghislaine Maxwell serving 20 years in prison for nothing. Well, we're going to dive in and we're going to talk about it even more. So, hey everyone, welcome back to That's It. The DOJ saying no evidence of blackmail, no evidence of the client list, no evidence of anything in regards to Jeffrey Epstein. Everything just poof, disappeared and went away. Well, I don't buy that bullshit at all. And I don't think neither of you guys either. I think that this is a big cover up, and I don't understand what the government is covering up about the whole Jeffrey Epstein client list. I don't know what is happening and what is going on, and we're going to get to the bottom of it. So basically, they're saying that there's no evidence, there's no client list. It's officially case closed. He's innocent. He didn't do anything wrong. Didn't do anything wrongdoing. He did not molest 30, 34 to 40 children. It's just done and over with, and he did not kill himself, which I believe someone eliminated him because he knew too much. Again, apparently he was working with intelligence, and he had too many people on that client list that he probably would have exposed, and they had to take him out. They had to take him out and make it look like it was a suicide. Now, a lot of people do not believe that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. I don't believe it. Majority of the people don't believe it. Some people think that he's still alive somewhere in one of his islands somewhere, with a different name and different identity. That's a possibility too, but I am not going to go to that rabbit hole or that conspiracy theories. I just want to stick to the facts here, and I just don't understand why now. All of a sudden, back in February, Pam Bondi was saying, I have the client list, I have it on my desk. She mentioned it on Fox News when she was doing the interview, and then the names are going to be released. Ali Haba, she even said it too on Piers Morgan's interview, which I'm going to share with you a clip that she said that the names are going to be released. It's utterly disgusting. I'm just paraphrasing. And now there's no list. There's no evidence. It just magically disappeared. No evidence. How convenient. How convenient, you guys. And is it possible when Elon Musk mentioned on his Twitter that President Trump, his name might be on a client list, and now all of a sudden now there's no client list? It's just really convenient right now. You know what I mean? That they were going to release it. They were giving us transparency and said that it's going to come out. And then they've been saying that since February, and we're in July right now, and nothing. Now, I'm going to let you take a listen to Pam Bondi and Caroline and their own words, what Pam Bondi said back in February, and Caroline when she said this afternoon on Monday that basically, they're getting rid of the criminals. That's what Caroline's saying. And, Pam Bondi was like, she was gathering all the lists, but it was not really the list. And, all this stuff. So I'm going to let you take a listen to their own words. Oops. There we go. Sorry about that, you guys. Hopefully it plays. Love my singing, right? Come on, come on, come on. I am so sorry for these difficulties, you guys. Let me try again. Forgive me. This should be playing right now. Circle.
Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, we'll check back with you.
Caroline, the DOJ and FBI have now concluded there was no Jeffrey Epstein client list. What do you tell MAGA supporters who say they want anyone involved in Jeffrey Epstein's alleged crimes to be held accountable?
This administration wants anyone who has ever committed a crime to be held accountable, and I would argue this administration has done more to lock up bad guys than certainly the previous administration. And the Trump administration is committed to truth and to transparency. That's why the Attorney General and the FBI Director pledged at the President's direction to do an exhaustive review of all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and his death, and they put out a memo in conclusion of that review. There was material they did not release because, frankly, it was incredibly graphic and it contained child pornography, which is not something that's appropriate for public consumption, but they committed to an exhaustive investigation. That's what they did, and they provided the results of that. That's transparency.
Follow up on that,
Sure.
Caroline. Okay, so the FBI looks at the circumstances surrounding the death of Jeffrey Epstein. According to the report, this systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network on Fox News.
Got the quote.
Go ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that. But again, when it comes to the FBI and the Department of Justice, they are more than committed to ensuring that bad people are put behind bars. They have an operation going on right now called Summer Heat, which has our murder rate trending in the...
We can get out of there. And then you're going to hear Abba, what she had to say on Piers Morgan. And, oops, let's go back. Sorry, you guys.
But in this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking that there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable. Let's talk about the reverse. I believe in accountability, so you have to now go through your process. Now, I won't say they're guilty until they go through their time in court, but again, now it's time for accountability. We have seen for so many years, Pierce, in this country, many investigations, subpoenas, testimonies in Congress, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a general frustration with accountability. We take it halfway, we don't take it home. And I really believe that now with Cash and Pam, there will be accountability.
And the funny thing is, they had this list since February. We're in July right now. So they know the names. They know the names on that list. They know. And that's why it's a big shock to some of them. And they don't want those names to be released. And I don't understand why. Because they should be held accountable. It's like, why are they protecting these scumbags? Why are they protecting these pedophiles? Because they're pedophiles too, because they were involved in the sex trafficking operation with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Why is it she's the only woman that's serving her time for 20 years, and the rest of these pedophiles are just roaming around, with their private planes, and just traveling and just living their best life? And this woman, which rightfully she deserved to be sentenced for life for 20 years, but how is it just only her, and then the rest of these people are not? Where's the accountability? There's no transparency at all. It's all a bunch of lies. Why are these people protecting these scumbags? Why are they protecting these pedophiles? It's beyond me. And now they're showing us a 60-minute footage of Jeffrey Epstein in jail. Like, what What the fuck you think we are? You think we're stupid? You think we're dumb? That can easily be altered. That can be easily edited. Like, you think that we don't have eyes? That you think that you're trying to fool the American people? Well, you're not fooling me. You may fool some of us, but you're not fooling me, and you're not fooling half of the American people. We're not stupid. We're onto your games. This is the FBI. This is the government. This is Congress. They cover shit up all the time. What makes you think they're not going to do what they're doing right now? They want this shit to go away. And people deserve answers. The victims deserve answers. How are you not giving the victims answers or justice by covering up these scumbags who were involved in this, the co-conspirators? I'm just like, this is just crazy to me. So take a look at the 60-minute footage of Jeffrey Epstein saying that he was all by himself, that he did kill himself, when we all know that someone got him killed to make things go away. It's just utterly disgusting. Let me just get back out of here. Try to do this again. Sorry, guys. It's just utterly disgusting. I'm like very appalled by this. Like, I just don't know how can they let this happen and why they think this is okay. Okay, while this is going, I'm just going to put a pause on this and then show you this later. But like I said, they're saying there's no evidence. Well, when they raided Jeffrey Epstein's home, what are we looking at? We're looking at a container of all DVDs, okay, that they raided his home in New York, okay? Exhibit number 1. Exhibit number 2, full of DVDs, okay? Now, I can just only imagine the people that's on there, the co-conspirators, the high-profile Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, Prince Andrew, okay, among other people too, that's in those DVDs, which the FBI do have because they have confiscated them, okay? Exhibit number 2. Exhibit number 3, more evidence, okay, in Jeffrey Epstein's bathroom, okay? They found jewelries, they found a bunch of passports with his picture on it with different names. Now, apparently he may be working with intelligence, and, you know, that's why he got that sweetheart deal with Alexandra Koska, because maybe they knew that he was working with intelligence, and they were telling Alexandra Costa, make this go away. Give him the sweetheart deal for him and the co-conspirators, because we need Jeffrey Epstein because he's a big asset to us. Even though probably Alexandra Costa didn't understand, like, why? Because he is a pedophile and he's been, you know, having sex with underage girls, and, you know, they were putting pressure on Alexandra Costa to say, you need to do this. You know what I mean? And people say, well, why? They were saying, why you didn't question this? And you know what he said? The nerve is above my pay rate. I'm like, the nerve of this motherfucker, saying that it's above your pay rate. Like, if this was one of your daughters, I don't think you'd be saying that it's above your pay rate. You let this pedophile, Epstein, roam around the streets. You gave him some bogus, well, the court gave him some bogus probation that he can just go in and out of his pleasing, molest more girls because he was intelligence, okay, that he can just roam the street and do whatever he wants. Basically, he was getting a hall pass, basically, with the sweetheart deal and also with his co-conspirators. It's just utterly disgusting until Acosta stepped down and he resigned and did something else. It just utterly, I'm disgusted by this, okay? This is the binder also, you guys, that, you know, Pam Bondi was like telling people, listen, we have the binder, we have the files, the flight log, which the flight log was a bunch of bullshit because you couldn't read it. It was not eligible. And on top of that, it was already on the domain. So what they were looking at? What they were looking at? Absolutely nothing that the public already know already. Again, utter bullshit. Okay? Hopefully I can show you the footage of Jeffrey Epstein's cell. That's him in a jumpsuit. Same guard. Now, didn't they say that the cameras was not working? Now, all of a sudden, you have a 60-second footage of Jeffrey Epstein walking back and forth, and you were saying that they were saying, excuse me, that he was by himself in the cell, that there was no one else in the cell with him. How convenient! The cameras was not working, and then now they have a footage of him when that can easily be altered, edited, all that crap to make us look like, you know what I mean? Like, who are you fooling? You're not fooling me. That, to me, that's fake. Okay, just like there's fake news, that's a fake footage. Okay, to make people to believe that, oh, that's a real footage, that's really him. Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Excuse my language. Like they're trying to think that we're dummies. We're not dummies. We're not stupid. We're onto you. Okay, you can fool a lot of people, but you can't fool me. Okay, that's what the FBI, the government, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to fool us and try to convince us that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. Well, he did not kill himself. Someone killed him. Someone eliminated him. I kept saying that in previous of my video. He knew too much, okay? And is it possible that Jeffrey Epstein was going to flip and release some names? It's a possibility, but we will never know because he's dead, okay? Someone took his life, okay? Dr. Botta, he even said when he did an examination, examiner doctor by Jeffrey Epstein's brother, saying, and he even said it, that this man did not kill himself. It looked like he killed himself with all the stuff that was staged in his cell, you know what I mean? But he did not kill himself because the way that his neck and the bones were broken, it was due because of strangulation. Someone strangled him, because if he really committed suicide, the way that Dr. Boden was mentioning it, that his neck would have been positioned in a different way, that the three bones would not be broken like that. It was strangulation, like someone grabbed his neck and took his last dying breath, and that's what happened. But again, the New York examiner, I forgot her name, she probably got threatened. They probably threatened her and her family. Probably told her, listen, I need you to alter the medical reports, the autopsy. I need you to say that this man killed himself. Okay, if you know what's good for you and your family, you're going to do exactly what I told you to do. It's a possibility. This is the government. This is FBI. You think it's not possible that that woman was threatened and they threatened her family, and obviously she has to comply to what they're saying and their demands? Come on, we're not stupid. I'm sure not stupid. Okay, it's possible. And she even said it multiple twice. Oh, Dr. Boden, he don't know what he's talking about. That's not true. I'm going by my report, and Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide, which is total bullshit. Utter bullshit. Okay, he did not kill himself. Now, a lot of people are speculating that he probably faked his death because he was working with intelligence. He's probably off at an island somewhere with a whole new identity. It's a possibility. It's FBI, CIA. They do all this shit to change your identity and give you a whole new name, to erase your old life, and then you have a new life. It's a possibility, but I am not going to that rabbit hole and that whole conspiracy. I like to go by facts and what I can see. Sorry, you guys, I got cut off. I had technical difficulty, but I'm back, so I do apologize. So I just want to go back mentioning the last thing I talked about was 60 seconds of Jeffrey Epstein cell. Like I said, that video was altered. I believe it's fake. I believe they want us to see that, hey, we got the footage, that he was by himself, that he committed suicide, when they've been telling the public and telling the people that the cameras was not working. So I don't believe that bullshit at all. I feel like is all a lie, and is all just a persona to fool people like me and you, when we're not buying it, we're not being fooled. Now, I just want to show you a clip of Kash Patel, the director of FBI, that he mentioned. He did an interview on Fox News saying that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself. And then the other gentleman, I do not know his name, so forgive me, that's saying that he looked at the files, the files and said that, yeah, Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. So take a listen. Oops. Out of there. Oh, my bad. What am I doing? There we go. I'm so sorry, guys. Now, after the technical difficulties, you just... There we go.
You said Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. People don't believe it.
Well, I mean, listen, They have a right to their opinion, but as someone who has worked as a public defender, as a prosecutor, who's been in that prison system, who's been in the Metropolitan Detention Center, who's been in segregated housing, you know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was.
He killed himself. You want me to get? I've seen the whole file. He killed himself.
Well, I disagree, but when you have people higher up and make you believe that that he killed himself, then he killed himself, when we all know that he did not kill himself. Now, the next video that I want to share with you guys with Kash Patel, very, very incredible. I wouldn't say damaging because it's coming out of his own words, and he was very, very passionate about getting the Epstein's client list to be revealed, the names, and he wanted justice, and he was just very passionate about it. And now, right now, today, he has a different tune. Like, he doesn't want to be involved. He just wants it to go away. Now, was he being paid off? Did someone threaten him and his family when I say, hey, listen, don't even touch it. Don't even go near the Epstein's case files and something like that. Just stay away from it. You know what I mean? It's a possibility because he was so gung-ho on this interview that he wanted names to be released. He wanted transparency. He was like very fired up. And now it's a different tune, like what Jeffrey Epstein. There's no client list. There's no evidence. There's nothing. It's just all gone. Like he just poof. He's innocent. He's clear of all the pedophile that he has done for the last decade. But take a listen to Kash Patel in his own words saying that the FBI do have the client list and it was never gone, in his words. So we're going to take a listen. And again, I'm sorry about the difficulties. It's just, when you have a computer, you're thinking that everything's going to work out and everything's going to, seem fine, but it's not. Sometimes there's always going to be a glitch. So I do apologize for that, you guys. We just love technology because sometimes it does not go our way majority of the time. So I do appreciate your patience and your love and your support, and just bear with me. And it's still, hopefully it's playing.
I'm not saying it's not there. Who are you going to get that?
For instance, who is currently holding, this is way off the topic, but who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book.
FBI.
But who? That is,
that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. Just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting of the Catholic schools. Yeah. We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said this is not getting out. Because they do that because this is another government gangster operation.
Sure is.
All these local law enforcement communities get funding from the DOJ and FBI for local programs. And if you don't cooperate, you're not getting your $1 million for this, and you're not getting and that's a lot of money to these local districts. That's how they play the game.
It's the same thing with Epstein's list. It's like, what the hell are these Republicans doing? Oh,
I saw you
give out the list.
I saw you make news this morning about that. I gotta get to that.
Yeah.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale?
And let me stop him right there. Exactly. I agree with this gentleman 100%. Why are they protecting this pedophile? That's exactly what Kash Patel, the director of FBI, he's doing right now. Where's the passion? The passion that he has right there, where is it now? Where is the passion for the victims? None. Crickets. Zero. Zip.
Scale pederast in human history.
Simple, because of who's on that list. You don't think that Bill Gates is lobbying Congress night and day to prevent the disclosure of that list? And why is it that the Senate, and good for Senator Blackburn to try to get it out, but then Dick Durbin comes over the top and says, no, we're not going to release the names. I don't care about the list itself, but it released the names, right? What the hell are the House Republicans doing? They have the majority. You can't get the list? You're going to accept Dick Durbin's word or whoever that guy is as to who is on that list and who isn't, and that it can and can't be released? Put on your big boy pants and let us know who the pedophiles are. We have an election coming up. and we need to adjudicate this matter at the polls. God knows the FBI and DOJ aren't going to do anything. But how are you going to reward the FBI with a new headquarters building after their illegal surveillance on Donald Trump continues with a reauthorization of FISA, and we can't even get basic documents out? This is why America hates Congress. And this is why I'm tired of the Republican majority saying they're going to get the job done and failing.
Well, I'm sorry to say he is failing right now. He is failing to the victims. He is failing to the America. He's failing, period. Like, was this all an act when he was doing this interview? Was this all a show? Because apparently he's not doing it now. Kash Patel, FBI director, he's not doing it now. So what happened? What happened to the fire? What happened to the passion? Because obviously it's not happening. And again, we don't know why he just being laid back and relaxed and not investigating, not doing his job. That's what President Trump appointed him to do. To find out the criminals and get rid of the criminals and find out the truth of what happened and the names. And apparently, we're never gonna know. We're never gonna know because other people are being blackmailed, being threatened that if anyone touched this case, if anyone gets involved, something's going to happen. That's what it seems like to me. There's a lot of cover up. There's a lot of secrets being hidden. A lot of things are just not adding up to me, and it's just not right, especially for the victims. It's just not right. There's no justice. Again, there's no justice. And that's all I'm going to say about that topic. But before I let you guys go, I just want to set out a prayer for the victims in Houston, Texas, the massive flooding that happened 4th of July weekend. My heart goes out to all the victims and the people that are finding their loved ones. I know a lot of people have died during this flood. And it's just sad that, this tragic natural disaster that happened over there, and it's taking lives and animals, and you have the Democrats just using this, politicizing it for their own gain and blaming Trump. It's like, enough is enough. You have lost, okay? You can't keep blaming Trump for everything that has happened in the world. It's weather, it's natural disaster. Shit happens. Get over it. Not about the natural disasters, I want to be clear. Get over blaming Trump and blaming other people, okay? It's just disgusting. Young children are missing. They're dying. You know what I mean? And for you to blame it on Trump or blame it on the weather or they manipulate the weather, like how desperate are you, Democrats? Like, it's just disgusting. You should be, coming together and helping these people, helping these victims, these families that have lost their loved ones and they're still searching for their loved ones out there. And all you can do is just bitch and complain about Trump, 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 Trump. It's like, it's just disgusting. Get over it. You guys have lost, okay? You're stuck with Trump for 4 years. I'm sorry to say. Get over it, okay? And just do the right thing and just be humble and help the people in Texas. Provide, water, food, shelter, something, instead of like turning around and blaming on Trump, like Trump did this. He's the one who caused this this flood. Like, get serious. Get serious. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But yes, please keep them in your prayers. I'm going to keep them in their prayers. And we just all need to come together and love each other and stop putting the blame or pointing the finger at people and just make it right and just love one another. We may not agree on everything when it comes to politics or any debates or any discussions, but you know what? We're here on this earth for a purpose, to make a difference and to love one another and to respect each other and just do kind things for people. And when natural disaster happen, we all should be coming together and helping each other instead of tearing each other down and pointing the fingers and blaming on people. And I'm saying it on both sides, on both parties, the Democrats, Republicans, the independents, everyone. We all should come together and help one another, especially helping those people in Texas. And I hope that I hope that helps. I hope that Democrats will learn. I doubt it, but I can be hopeful and pray for them that they will change and stop make it seem like they're the victims and victimizing themselves and then just get over it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Thank you so much, you guys, for watching. That's it. I really appreciate and love you all. And thank you so much for your patience of the glitch. the technical difficulties. I really appreciate your patience, and I love you all, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.